for Cyber Lunch.
Welcome back, Cyberbots. Having a festive start to fall? I know we sure are, aren't we, Jake?
Oh yeah, it's wonderful.
It's cold, it's raining.
It's still raining for like two
delightful
weeks.
Today is October 9th, and I thought it would be fun to look at some of the history centered around Halloween. We'll talk about some of our favorite Halloween traditions, costumes, parties, and foods? Question mark. Also, Jake apparently beat Spider-Man, so might have a...
Yeah, like 15 minutes ago. Thanks for that, by the way.
And then I'm just like, yeah, we may not actually.
Yeah, we might not.
We might not have time.
The fuck we aren't.
You know how many hours I put into this goddamn game?
I woke up early today too, Daryl, to finish it, make sure it was done. So.
I was like, damn, you're up at 9. Ambitious.
Yeah.
Ambitious. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us.
Hi.
I'm Daryl.
I'm Jake.
Welcome to Cyber Lunch, a weekly podcast that deals with the nostalgia reflected and integrated into our everyday lives growing up in the digital revolution, plus a plethora of tangents and passionate discussions with special guests and our favorite music, movies, video games, and television shows of the past and today. See, I'm trying to work on not sounding like a radio announcer.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting better.
Yeah, you're getting better.
I just don't want to sound like James Duggan, where he's like, everything is enunciated, and I like to talk about things like this.
You pretty much have it memorized now, so you can. It's
for the most part. I actually forgot we had to do it this week.
Yeah.
What's up? How you been? It's a week. Things happened.
Yeah, it's just been one
slog?
of the weeks again. Yeah, it's just not a slog because that's the wrong word.
Your car almost blew up. That shit's crazy.
Car started on fire.
Yeah, that's your catalytic converter for you.
A bunch of crazy hours at work and lots of gaming thanks to Daryl. I still haven't. I barely got through Spider-Man. I haven't even done Detroit Become Human yet. So that's next. I'll be honest with you though, which is kind of weird. There were times when I was playing, and I kind of wanted to plug back in my Xbox and play some Destiny.
Oh, you got addicted to that?
Yeah, It's fun, man. It's so much good new stuff going on with it that it's like I just want to keep going back. So that's good. But anyway, other than that. We didn't kick Justin off the show or anything, by the way, either.
No, he's...
Life stuff.
Life, love.
Yeah.
All that
Family,
business.
friends.
He'll be back. We've got, like I said, probably last week, we've got a trivia questions horror night coming up for our final festivities, and I think also to celebrate our 1 year.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I remember now when we were doing this originally back in the day, it was chilly out. We were down in the basement, Justin's place.
Yeah, we started last July.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know. That's irrelevant at this point.
Yeah, whatever. It's like an anniversary. Let's just call it.
Yeah, it's just like, let's just go to fucking Applebee's and call it a day.
Yeah. How was your week?
It was good. I've just been trying to see on the eve of Red Dead Redemption 2, I took your advice and put in Red Dead Nightmare.
Yes. It's
awesome, pretty cool.
Yeah, I told you it was great.
But I don't know. It's very more stealth than I thought it would be, where there's not a lot of ammo. It's not just like a run and gun shooter like I thought it was, which that would be fine too.
I like survival.
I like how it's in a Tarantino fashion in a way. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate that a lot.
Did you catch a warhorse yet?
No, I have not.
Okay.
No.
It's awesome when you get those horses.
I've kind of just been running around and exploring. I can't believe how big that map is. It actually intimidates me for this next game.
I know.
Like, it's probably going to take me till at least January to February to see this game through, I think.
I think so, too, for me. Well, no, I bet I'll probably beat it in 100 or so, I bet.
There's, like, Twitch streamers out there that would be like, I beat it overnight. It's just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't...
See, what you got to do is walk into this tree at a certain angle, and you'll drop off the map, and then you can jump way far ahead. Speedrunners.
Yep. I'm excited, though, man. That's going to be...
the worst game of this year.
No. I'll tell you what wasn't the best game of the year, in my opinion. Spider-Man.
You want to get this out of the way?
Let's just do it right now.
Okay.
We won't go too spoilery with it because Justin hasn't played it yet, and we want to get his thoughts too. Well, of course, he's not going to listen to this.
Who cares? Well, I've given my thoughts already in a spoiler-free way. So,
it was a very good game. It was a very good game. It's not like a masterpiece that everybody says.
In a way, it is. I mean, the physics and...
It is. It's a very, very good game, but a new Spider-Man game should be good. This should be the new Spider-Man. It should move like this. It should work like this. We're on the, this generation of hardware we have. It should be better than everything else ever that has come out before it. Having said that, it's fun. There is some repetitive stuff in there that start to get a little draggy, especially the stealth missions. I'm not sure I didn't mind the Miles Morales stuff because it kind of leaves it open for another a spin-off Spider-Man or whatever. That's kind of cool. But the Mary Jane stuff, stealthing, it was just like, this is just, ugh. It takes me out of right when I'm in with Spider-Man, The combat, awesome. The setting is awesome. Like the real New York, it's awesome. Visually, it looks great. Not as good as God of War, though, in my opinion. I think God of War is far superior. In detail, but this is Insomniac. They aren't as big as the guys that did God of War. But all in all, though, it's a great game. It's up there. It's top couple of the year for me for sure. The bosses were great. I liked how their take on the characters. Their design for the characters and stuff. I thought Doc Ock was great. I thought that was perfect. The Norman Osborn stuff at the end. That's one spoiler I won't do. But the cutscene at the very end. That post credit. I was like. That would have been cool.
Okay, you're setting it up.
Yeah, but it would have been cool if that was the opening of this game.
Sorry, I had to stretch.
It's okay, Daryl. Are you okay? You're over there?
I don't know.
But otherwise, it was great. The costumes are cool that you can unlock, and all the extra little bonus sign content. When you came over, I was still kind of grinding away on that. I want to get I kind of want to platinum this one. So it's that good.
It's good enough to platinum.
Oh yeah, and it's fun to swim.
Out of 10, what do you give it?
Out of 10. 8.7. How's that? Not quite a 9, but pretty close.
Interesting.
I think.
In conclusion, really good game. Pick it up. It's worth it, especially if you have a PlayStation.
Dude, if you like, especially because Spider-Man was never my character. No. But if you like Spider-Man, you're gonna freaking love this game. This is what I wish they'd make like a Spawn game like this. You know what I mean? With his traversal. He could be pretty much the same. So if they made a Spawn game that was like this and it was this good, I'd probably be giving it 9s and 10s too. You know what I mean? So, but it was great. I appreciate you letting me experience that.
No problem. I also rewatched Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, good.
And I found it on Plex and it was like 480 quality.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was watching it on VHS.
Yeah. You watched it with the girlfriend too?
Yeah.
What'd she think of it?
She didn't like seeing people being tortured and held captive, but she thought it was excellent or really well written, I guess.
Still hold up?
Yeah, I think so.
Such a good movie.
I kind of forgot about some of the scenes. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I finished Stephen King's Castle Rock.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I recommend it if you have Hulu.
I don't, but I'll figure it out.
Also, I finished Stranger Things 2, which I don't see why it gets such a bad rap. Some of it's eye-rolly, but I really enjoyed it.
There's a lot of eye-rolly, but it's good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Enough to finish it. And let's see here. And I'm just anticipating Call of Duty on Friday. So.
Is that Friday?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I know.
Damn you, October. I don't know. I have a deep sickness in my stomach when I think about buying another Call of Duty game. But at the same time, it looks like fun. And if you're going to get it, you're going to probably play it a lot. And we can play Battle Royale a lot. And we can play Zombies a lot. But this is what I hear every time we get a game.
And then it never happens.
And then we don't do it. But we were gaming a lot when I was recovering from back surgery and stuff. So I might pick it up. We'll see.
Just see if it's in the budget.
Yeah. Which right now,
I've already saved for it.
Like I said, car fire.
I'm like almost in shame that I'm buying this game in a little way.
I don't even want to look the person in the eyes if I pay for it at the counter. Like,
I'm thinking about going digital for the first time.
Just so you know.
No shame.
Yeah, but the cable guy knows then. And that's already too many people, Daryl.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this Halloween deal, shall we?
Okay.
This is an origin, I guess, explanation, not necessarily a story, but it just kind of gives insight to where this spooky holiday came from. So Halloween started apparently in Ireland. I say apparently because it was 3,000 years ago. The Celts asked their priests known as druids to pray for them on the most important night of prayers, which would be the last day of harvest and first day of the coming darkness of winter.
I don't know why it is. Whenever I hear druids, I think of like a creature from like a Lord of the Rings.
I think of Spinal Tap.
I see. I don't.
where the bass player gets stuck in the egg.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to get out there, the druid scene, and then the Stonehenge comes out. Thank you.
1:00. I think of like a Guillermo del Toro movie, like Pan's Labyrinth. The druid. Anyway, sorry.
The veil of living and dead became thinner on this night, and the spirits were free to wander the earth who would die in the last year. That's what they originally believed. So it wasn't just like motherfuckers from like 80 years ago that got slain on a battlefield. It was just like, yeah, everybody in the last year, it's like, oh, you're still traveling or whatever. I'm just like, God dang it, that would suck. Anyways.
Is that like the Day of the Dead kind of thing? Where they celebrate the people from the...
I don't know what day... I think the Day of the Dead is November 1st because it was All Saints Day. I'm pretty sure.
But that's for their family for the year too, right? Or people that have passed recently?
Yeah.
Or is that for everybody?
No, that's for people that have passed. I don't know if it's in the past year. This is just the Irish
I know. I'm
interpretation. It's fine. There were offerings to evil forces to prevent them from coming into villages, so that's kind of where treats came from, in an attempt to keep the dead in their graves. Yeah, that's really creepy. The Celts offered blood sacrifices. Cows, horses, etc. I don't know if they did humans. That would be pretty. I don't know. Who knows? I hope not. It wasn't included. I mean, it really wasn't included in my research, so I just kind of stuck with animals, even though we are animal. But that's a whole other podcast. The festival of Samhain, I think it's called. That's what they called it. Which I'm not sure what the rough translation of that was.
Didn't he direct Spider-Man? Oh no, that's Sam Raimi.
Samhain.
Yeah.
Sorry, Samhain was the best night for. Oh yeah, and Samhain was the best night for predicting the future, as the druids read the animals' entrails like tea leaves.
It sounds all sane and perfectly copacetic so far.
Bridging the world between worlds, the Irish called the mysterious stone pile in their countryside fairy mounds. On this night of Samhain, the fairies would roam the earth similar to trick-or-treaters in modern day. I found that interesting.
So weird.
And then I came up with this question while I was doing my research. Why do spirits want to play tricks? Is it boredom?
Or anger?
I don't know. I feel like you could really mess with somebody.
Yeah.
Like if you're a ghost and you know them and you're kind of like chilling in the house for a little while before you peace out to the other side.
Like, watch me fuck up.
Just
Daryl.
like watch me turn this light off or like bang or like.
I'm going to completely fuck up the next 2 weeks of Daryl's life here. I'm going to tip a cup over when he said something and do it twice, and he's never going to come back in this room for like 2 weeks. Maybe never. And I'll just be chuckling.
I mean, I would do that if I could.
Please don't do that to me.
I think it's hilarious because it probably takes a ghost like a year to like build up enough energy in this external world to like push something over.
Yeah.
So it's like sitting there for like, come on.
That's where it gets all freaking tense in a place, and it's just like, and then a cup tips over, and this ghost's like,
oh, my back.
my back.
Yeah. Damn you. Okay, that was a tangent. Now, here's a question for you.
All right.
Pomona.
What
does that mean to you?
Pomona. Isn't that?
I don't know if you read the show notes.
No.
Okay.
Is that California?
It might be. Sonoma.
No. Is it Pomona? I don't know. What is Pomona? Pomona?
Let me tell you about it.
All right.
At the same time, the Romans...
Hey, Daryl.
Yeah.
Well, let's instead have you tell me about Pomona.
That's what I'm going to do. Oh, okay. Thank you. At the same time the Irish were celebrating their traditions, the Romans helped shape the fate of Halloween by worshiping Pomona, the goddess of garden and fruit.
Garden and what?
Fruit.
Fruit.
Yes.
So she was a vegetarian?
Yeah, she's from Uptown.
That's
Celebrated
that's
roughly
scary.
around November 1st.
That's scary enough.
Yep. The Romans would lay out apples and nuts to pay tribute to her. This is allegedly around the same time that apple bobbing became a thing.
Apple bobbing.
Or bobbing for apples.
That sounds like...
I don't know if I believe that. I said allegedly because I was like, okay, that could have happened anywhere, not just the Romans.
That sounds like something some celebrity's going to get busted for. Apple bobbing.
Now it's going to get a little dark. This next part. But I decided just for posterity of the show, we are going to skip battles of religious denominations, witch burnings, and some kid in 1914 that broke over 1,000 windows playing a prank in New York City. Not to mention fatalities. So the communities had to find other ways. They had to reel the kids back in.
Yeah. Whoa.
It's like, okay, 1,000 windows. Let's kind of get real. Some kids put a barrier, and I guess cops ran into it or something. I don't really know.
Let's dial that back to about a 5. How about
Yeah.
that?
So here's the cool part.
We get candy.
It wasn't until 1920 that Anoka, Minnesota threw the country's first civic parade, mainly to keep the kids at bay and tried to thwart them from fucking up anything, i.e. vandalism.
What year is this?
This is 1920.
Wow.
In the modern sense, the parents... Oh, yeah. In the modern sense, the parents held parties of their own on Halloween. But after World War I broke out, traditions changed. Traditions changed, and the parents made it really for the kids. Until around 1940. I'm sorry.
You sound like you're doing a speech.
I'm dying. The whole nation was somber, and until 1940, the whole nation was somber and focused. The children had no time to waste on such frivolities. They should be collecting scrap metal.
Yeah.
And most Halloween activities were frowned upon. But the good news is we won the war. And Halloween was the shit again. Hollywood always portrays Halloween as a harrowing and evil holiday associated with ghosts, gore, and bone-chilling classic movies that still haunt us today. This rang especially true with John Carpenter's 1978 Halloween, not to belittle other horror classics before this film. That ranged from creepy to comical. These movies would shape the haunt of Halloween for generations to come. And then we also have present day. There was some other stuff in my research too about like the kids would go out and it would be about trust. Like a big part of Halloween was bringing people together and trust you enough to walk up to your door, ring your doorbell, say trick or treat, and get candy.
That's true. When I was a kid, it was all about that.
Yeah, like there was no fear of like doing that. And I don't know when it personally started. I want to say like 60s to 70s. Kids were getting poisoned. Fucked up shit was happening. So
no, it was later than that, man. When I was a kid, we didn't.
Really?
Yeah, I'd probably say 80s.
In my research last night, there was like a McGruff video. It looked pretty old, like at least from the 70s.
Well,
just cautioning people about it, so then that kind of made people pull back and distrust.
Yeah,
in a big way.
And now nobody talks to
like
anybody.
that's why a kid will never get an apple from a stranger.
Yeah,
'cause they put fucking razor blades in them.
Pins.
It's like,
remember that?
I know. It's
imagine
so
biting down on that.
It's so gross.
That.
Anyways, that's the worst part of Halloween, in my opinion. But I think it's a part of it, but it's also, I don't know, just how it's formed. It's really centered around kids and people that grew up as kids with Halloween, like from the 50s and 60s, because that's when it really started kicking in, because America was finally prospering again after the war. And so all of them grew up with it. It just kind of got handed down, and that's why even today as adults, I still celebrate it, because it's just a part of my American tradition. Which it's kind of funny to think that something like that, like huge battles waged between like Protestants and Catholics and pagans, would end up to be like a bunch of people like dressing up and making it fun and making it about whatever your imagination can desire, you would be. If that, you can be whatever you wanted. You could be, I don't know, to give an example, like a superhero. You could, I don't know. That's what's cool about this holiday, but I think it's funny how throughout over 3,000 years it's got twisted into like candy corn and witches.
Yeah. I never had too many Halloweens. I grew up in a religious household, so I had early Halloweens. I have a pretty hilarious story about my parents and how they treated me. Here's a little insight into Jakey's life. We went Halloween or trick-or-treating once. And I wanted to be a ghost, so my mom made me the ghost outfit and everything else. But they didn't want to, I think it was my dad, didn't want to walk. He was lazy. He didn't want to walk all over the neighborhood. So he had these heavy chains in his garage, and he put them on me, like ghosts with chains. But I was like 6, and they were like 50 pounds of chains on me. So I got tired by like a block away from home because I was carrying around all this weight. And they were like, all right, let's go home. And I remember dressing up as a ghost. I don't remember being tired from chains like that, but my mom told me that story.
Ridiculous.
And I was like, thanks, guys.
Well, that's a nice way to add on to your costume, I suppose.
I guess. It's good parenting. Good parenting. I have to admit it's genius on his part, but you know.
That is actually really genius if you think about it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Was that your favorite costume then?
I didn't really.
It's got to be most memorable.
Yeah, I don't really remember dressing up that much.
Like your parents wouldn't hand out candy or anything else like that.
No, my grandma.
You'd be lights off.
Well, my grandma would. If I was over at my grandma's, she'd be handing out candy, but I wouldn't be out. And it was just never part of my life, I guess. I remember handing out candy and then getting the leftover candy, you know, and I'd get candy anyway. I went trick-or-treating with my cousin a couple times when we were younger, and one was on that snowstorm night, as a matter of fact, that we were going to talk about, 1991.
Oh, yeah.
We went out and trudged through that shit, and we got garbage bags full of candy.
Yeah,
There was nobody out there.
That's actually my favorite costume I've ever been. I was a skeleton with a big, like, jacket on because it was snowing.
So, yeah.
I remember walking by my elementary school and just seeing the snow come down.
Yep.
I was little, man. I was like 3 or 4.
You had to be, because I was like probably 9. Well, I can figure it out. Not probably. I think it was 12.
That's kind of one of my earliest memories that I have, honestly.
I was 14 maybe then. Let's see, 1991.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 14, and it felt like the snow was up to my waist. Yeah, I remember that stuff.
Sorry, my mind's kind of blown right now.
Yes, Daryl, I'm old.
You said it. I didn't. I didn't say anything.
I would just remember that. I remember my dad worked for like 16 hours because he was He was doing deliveries and trying to get through that shit with his delivery truck. He just drove it home because he was like, I'm not going to the shop. It took him that long just to get home. That was crazy. 37 inches of snow. What did I say? 39 people died too? Didn't we see?
One Halloween, I was really broke and I couldn't afford a costume, so I put on this old jacket I had that had fur around it, and I wore like a straight cap baller hat and like a old Jinko like pinstriped like collared shirt. And when people asked me what I was, I just said your mom's pimp. Some people didn't like that.
No, yeah, I could imagine.
It was stupid. It was a really dumb idea. But I just thought it was funny.
I remember me and my buddy Carl put on his dad's big clothes, you know, and we stuffed leaves in our shirts so we looked like we were stuffed, and we put big stocking caps over our faces and big huge oversized gloves, and we laid on the porch of his house when kids were coming up trick-or-treating, and we probably had, I don't know, a half a dozen terrified little kids running for their lives because we'd jump up at them when they'd get there. It was great. We had a mom, I think she almost peed herself.
Really?
Yeah, she was mad because she came up there and we jumped, and she was, I remember she was grabbing like she peed herself, and she was just cursing at us, and we just laughing. It was fun. I remember that stuff. I remember
when it's innocent like that.
Yeah,
it's Halloween, man.
I remember messing with a lot of people on Halloween.
Oh, but not you.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
Scream at a white guy to like go back to Africa or what?
No.
Oh,
not that kind of messing.
Oh, okay,
That's
good.
Crazy talk, Daryl.
It's called high school. I don't know.
Not my high school. Where the hell did you go?
Park Center.
Yeah, okay.
Makes sense, huh?
Yeah, makes more sense.
Hey, we got a message from Justin.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
What do you say?
So I asked him favorite costume traditions, parties, trick-or-treating memories. This is what he said. Number 1, the small span of years where all 3 of me and my sisters could actively trick-or-treat, nothing ever smaller than a pillowcase each. The piles were so big that they'd last the family a whole year and were commonly referred to as the big guns.
The big guns. What a weirdo.
The awkward age of can I still trick or treat? I remember my last year going with my buddy Ben and only wearing fighter pilot coats and getting called out by all the hoity-toity Edinburgh homeowners as too old for Halloween.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that when that happened. Yep.
I've been Alvin the Chipmunk, a pirate, a Ghostbuster, a Packer, the haunted mask from Goosebumps. My best adult costume was probably zombie Michael Jackson, at work no less. Oh, I'm sorry. Only a couple months after his death.
Oh.
Okay.
Too early. Too soon.
Too soon.
Eric said that his costume he remembers, he was Mr. Pink from Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, really?
It took him forever to grow the mustache for it because it was pathetic. But then he also said he remembers his dad somebody was out of town, so they were handing out candy, and he had the TV outside on the porch watching the Vikings game, And then, of course, Justin followed up with, of course, Eric works in the Vikings into this conversation.
Hey, that sounds awesome. Sounds like a good night.
And all the parents were like kind of watching the game while their kids were wandering around. That was the days where you didn't have to worry about your kids kind of going to the neighbors by themselves, you know?
I remember going up to this house and the light was on, but as we approached, the light turned off, and the window was cracked open. I could hear a TV playing really loud, and me and my buddy were like, "You suck." And they're like, "Quiet down out there. I'm trying to watch Monk."
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I remember people turning the lights off. I do that. I turn my lights off.
I know. But like we were approaching, and it wasn't that late either.
I always have good intentions. I'll like get a bag of candy, like one of those giant bags of candy, and then I just turn the lights off.
You got kids around here?
Rarely now.
Yeah.
It's not as much as it used to
That's
be.
how it was back when I was growing up in my neighborhood. I mean,
Everybody's
it would
done
be
by, like,
swarming.
7.
Yeah.
But everybody's in bed by 8 now.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I remember we used to walk around forever. But
I used to be an army guy, and I can't really remember what else. I never really spent a ton of money on costumes.
I was Darth Maul.
I know I was a clown one year, and it was terrifying. Darth Maul's pretty sweet.
I was Darth Maul one year.
Marth doll.
I was a werewolf, I think, at one point. I had these big rubber, cool werewolf-looking gloves.
Oh, I was the guy from Scream.
Oh, yeah. No.
And I didn't even get to see the movie, so it was kind of like weird that I was allowed to be him, but I couldn't. Or yeah, you know what I mean. You've seen that movie.
Yeah. I like the yards too, where people go all out and they make like their own little.
I aspire to do that when I get older.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a house to remember. The kids would be remembering my house for
Yeah, that would be cool.
years to come. I remember walking by this one, and it was just a yard, and there was like fog and a strobe, and and this little boy, I must have been like 6, and this little boy was like sitting there crying. "You don't want candy?" And he's like, "No, I don't want it." And I'll never forget it because I laughed even as a kid. And she's like, "How can you expect to go to Spooky World when you can't even go into this yard?"
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, like, Spooky World? I don't even know if I would do that.
Yeah. My favorite costume, I think, is the videos you see of those kids in the Transformer costumes now.
Oh, yeah, the little ones?
Yeah, those are sick. Yeah. Good for 1 year, too, because then the kid's too big by the next year. But
Cactus of Mystery wrote in saying...
Cactus of Mystery?
Cactus of Mystery.
Oh, welcome, Cactus of Mystery.
Probably the most memorable Halloween was in kindergarten when I was Snow White. My hair was super blonde, and my mom used temporary black hair dye instead of a wig. I went trick-or-treating and to the school Halloween parade like that. And when it was time to wash the dye out of my hair, it turned green and was like that for a week before it completely washed out.
Traumas as a kid.
Yeah. Green hair, don't care.
Yeah. Green hair, don't care.
I like it.
Thanks, Cactus.
Let's see here. Foods. Do you have any foods associated with it?
With Halloween?
Yeah. I do, and it's super weird.
I've...
Sloppy Joes.
Yeah. Okay, I can
Every
see that.
Halloween, I have Sloppy Joes.
Sloppy Joes.
A couple Colby Jack slices.
Yeah.
A couple pickles if you like it.
Oh, yeah.
Ruffles dill chips.
Yep. That's actually really good. I think my dad was like baked beans and like hot dogs and chips
Something like
and old
that.
Dutch chips and stuff. Like we used to eat that kind of thing because it was a fall night. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that. I was thinking more candy, but yeah. Well, pumpkin pie is always around from now till freaking Thanksgiving.
I'm not a huge fan.
Me either.
I have to have like a pound of whipped cream.
Yeah,
before
I can eat like a sliver of it, but after that it's too much. But it's good. I like pumpkin seeds though. When you roast those, when you're all done.
That's one of my favorite things to do, I think.
Yep.
It's carving a pumpkin and then getting the seeds out of it.
Yeah, I haven't done that for...
Have Stevie do it with you.
Get the seeds out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Carve one.
Yeah?
Come on.
I should.
It's like $4.
I don't know if she's a Halloween person either, maybe.
She's a dancer.
Well, no, she is too, because she dressed up as Taco Bell
That's what
last
I'm
year.
saying. Yeah, she's into Halloween.
Taco Bell. Like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, but taco themed. She's funny, goofy.
I don't know why, but I went deep into YouTube last night and I saw a bunch of people that did these really awesome costumes. Like I saw one guy, I posted on our page, but the Jack Daniels bottle with the little the kid for cigarettes.
Yeah, pack of cigarettes, yeah.
I think that's my
awesome.
favorite.
That's like something my dad would have done back in the day.
Oh my
That's something you
God.
don't get away with these days, I don't think.
Somebody made their kid Chucky for real.
Chucky. Oh yeah, I've seen that one. That's creepy as hell. If that kid
perfect.
came walking at me, I'd punt it in the next yard.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play?
Nope.
It's like, no, I really don't. I'm good.
4.
3, 2, 1. In essence, yeah. It's one of my favorite holidays. I'm actually planning on going. I might go to a dubstep concert this Halloween night.
Is there a movie that you watch on Halloween?
Oh yeah,
Like a tradition?
Ironically, Halloween.
Really?
I know that's kind of cliche.
I think it's like Friday the 13th movies for me. I think those are always on like AMC and shit on Halloween night. There's always some kind of crazy. It's like the trifecta. They got a Freddy movie, they got a Jason movie, and they got a Michael Myers movie. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is on sometimes too.
What's your most memorable haunted house experience?
State Fair. Not even close.
This year?
No, when I was a kid.
I thought you were going to say like Spooky World or something like
Spooky
that.
World never got me. I was older by the time I went there. State Fair Haunted House, man, I was like freaking 10 years old, man. Traumatized the shit out of me. I walk past that place still to this day, and I still have weird, just like, ugh. And it's like, probably I walk through there now, it's like, what the fuck ever. But back when I was a kid, it scared the bejesus out of me. It traumatized me.
I am going to go to Dead End Hayride Friday night.
Oh, yeah. I heard that's pretty good.
It's spendy to get scared.
Really?
Yeah, I actually just watched this documentary. It's called The Art of the Haunt. It's on Netflix, and it follows, I think, 3 separate people that are really into Halloween. One's like an actor performer. The other one, he looks super weird. He looks like he's a lead security guard, but he has like constantly dilated pupils, so he always has to wear sunglasses. And then the other one is McCamey Manor. I hate to give publicity to this place, but it's pretty much like a real terror experience where they will not let you go. They put scorpions on you.
Nope.
They waterboard you.
Nope.
Like shit like that.
Nope.
I recommend watching it because it's a very interesting documentary, especially about the McCamey Manor, because the guy that runs it, you can tell he's just a psychopath. And he gets off on it, and he records every session and says that it's like his little cherished memory of them.
Nope.
Like he says like he has their soul or something like that. The guy is insane.
No.
And he does it for free.
Really?
All that people have to do, and he has 27,000 people on the waiting list to do this.
Of course he does.
And all people have to do is send 4 cans of dog food to some Greyhound like charity.
Weird. Some people have too much time on their hands. Too much.
I highly recommend it. My favorite was Trail of Terror in Shakopee.
Yeah.
There's 2 things I remember. Well, that and Spooky World, but the Trail of Terror in Shakopee, we had to wait at least like 40 minutes just to get into the haunted house, and I swear it took 45 to get out.
Was Trail of Terror, did they have the hayride?
Yeah, they have a hayride too.
I think maybe that's where I saw Tiny Tim. He performed on stage while we were waiting in line to get on the hayride.
It might have been Spooky World, because I think they had a stage, man.
Did they have a hayride too?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
probably there.
No, but I remember we were going in, and in the front of the place before you went into the haunted house was fashioned as Norman Bates Hotel. So Norman's mother was out there like pounding a stick, and I think there was a guy right on the inside as you walk in, because every time somebody walked in, you always heard like, ah,
Yeah.
like every single time.
Yeah, you'd hear somebody. You'd hear people just screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she would take her staff and she would pound it on the front porch, and I think that was a signal that some new people were coming in. She caught my dad's foot.
Oh.
Like hard.
Ow.
Like almost I think he broke it, honestly. He was a trooper, man.
I would have smacked it or grabbed that post and started bashing her fucking toes.
She broke character so fucking quick, it was
Yeah.
ridiculous. She's like, "Oh my god."
That would be weird. Have her just switch like that.
Yeah, it was. So I'm standing there and he's like, I'm fine. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure he's like, I paid all this money. I waited in line.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing this.
Yeah. Dads do that.
I know.
Yeah.
I would have done that. And we walk in, and right away, this dude pops out of this closet, and then there's like this long hallway with like a sink and a vanity with a mirror on it. And then you walked in the hallway, and this dude popped out. He's like, "I'm gonna kill you!"
Yeah.
And I'm just
bring
like,
it, motherfucker.
but my mom made me go first.
Oh yeah, of course. Like no.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, being scared is okay, but I don't like. There's certain being scared I don't like. Like when I'm sitting at work relaxing before work in my car, listening to the radio or watching YouTube or something, and Justin just like comes up behind me and I don't see him coming, and he's like, "Ha!" right in front of the window. I don't like those kind of scares. That makes my heart almost fail. But if I'm like, if I know what I'm in for,
What are you, a fainting goat?
I kind of.
It makes my heart fail.
It does. But then
Sounds
if
like
I
an
know what I'm
emo
in for
song.
and watching a scary movie or something like that, there's certain scare I don't like though. I just don't like it. I get too anxious.
The other one that I specifically remember was at Spooky World. And it was really fucking awkward because we were in line and some like two dudes and two chicks were like ferociously making out in front of us. I'm saying like I wish I could like put my face on the audio of what I just made because it was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, I don't want you to ever be like that. Like, just total, like, so pissed. Just like, whatever. We get into this place, and there was this long black hallway, and in the middle, there was these body bags that looked like it had blood running down them, and there was, like, a strobe light. So you had to literally, like, push your way through the body bags. Yeah. It was pretty hardcore,
yeah,
to say the least. And then my favorite Halloween haunt memory so far is I was on the hayride at Trail of Terror, and I got sit next to this pretty blonde who I was pretty smitten at the time. I'm just like, wow, she's really cute. So I'm kind of like, just kind of playing it cool, you know, not really saying anything. And all of a sudden, like, we come to the stop, which, you know, they do like something's wrong or, you know, something like that. These two dudes come out of nowhere, rip her off the hayride. I'm fucking terrified. I'm like, oh my God, they just took the cute blonde.
Yeah.
We keep going, and all of a sudden I hear her screaming and like thrashing around. The two dudes have her by the arms, and a third guy shoots her.
Oh, so she was part of it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Dead.
Yeah.
I'm just like, like, what the fuck? Yeah. And then later on, down the hayride, they're cooking her over a spit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like,
I remember
Jesus.
the first one we came across was a barbershop, and there was a dude like straight shaving a guy, and he freaking looks at us, and he grabs the dude, puts his hand over his mouth, and freaking slits his throat right in front of all of us while we're riding by. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy. Then the next thing you come across is this giant slide, and up on top of the slide is a big guillotine, and this lady's up there screaming and yelling and blah blah, and they cut her head off, and it slides all the way down into the bucket, and she's still freaking talking. I don't know how they did that still yet, but she was like screaming and making weird noises when she was still in the basket. And then there was like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre dude that came out with the chainsaw chasing us as we were going. And then what was it? There was another one. There was like something about somebody getting shot, I think it was, but I can't remember. I think they like got shot and like fell onto the wagon that we were on and then fell off, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, those are the Halloween memories. And Rob Zombie. I always think of Rob Zombie when I think of Halloween.
Me too. I think of laser tag when I think of Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
That's the first time I heard him. I was at my buddy's party at, oh, God. It's irrelevant, but it was like an entertainment center. Grand Slam down in Burnsville. And they had a 2-story laser tag. And I remember it was like August, his birthday was, so it was like right before Halloween. And I felt like such a badass playing laser tag, like, get out in the light, dig into the skin.
Hell yeah.
I was just running around thinking I'm like the Terminator.
Yeah. I remember the first time I heard Rob Zombie was White Zombie, actually. And this dude I think I was in 11th grade. I hadn't really heard much of that kind of music, and I was in the library studying. He's like, I had my Walkman, my Discman, actually. I was listening to probably Metallica or Guns N' Roses or something like that. I don't know. And he's like, hey, check this out. It was that White album, you know, with the white white disc. And I put it in. I was just like, I just sat there and listened to the whole thing and was like, that is amazing. What is that? He's like, that's White Zombie, man. And I was a fan ever since.
When I heard Hellbilly Deluxe for the first time, the intro, I cried.
Yeah.
I had to go watch The Prince of Egypt and calm myself down because it scared me so bad.
Dude, that freaking song from House of a Thousand Corpses. There was a ghost under her bed.
I actually played that at work in the hallways the other day.
Yeah, that still creeps me out. I heard that on the radio the other day for some reason. I think it was 93X played it.
Really?
It was super late at night. And I was just like, ugh. Like, it just gives me the creeps. It's just a dirty song. It just sounds dirty and gross and grimy.
A good Halloween. What about Halloween bands? Or other than Rob Zombie, obviously you got the Misfits, but I think one of the best ones that a lot of people probably don't know about are the Cramps.
Cramps are great. Yep.
Yeah, the Human Fly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a lot of that kind of punk.
It's like rockabilly. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Well, that was when Black Flag was around and shit like that. Those guys all were just weird. I think it was called heroin, to be honest with you. A lot of drugs. Misfits were sick, though. What was that? The lead singer was Frankenstein, right?
I don't know.
I can't remember the name. I'm sorry. I should look that up.
Led Frankenstein. Anywho, do you want to get on to our secret question here?
Sure. I want to get onto a nap. Can we? That's that kind of weather. But I have to now. How many hours is that Detroit game?
10, 12.
Okay.
Worth it. 100% worth it. One thing I wanted to say before we wrapped up the Halloween section, I think it's really cool that Anoka, Minnesota is put on the map for that holiday. I think it's awesome. I always wondered, because when I drove in, it's like Halloween capital of the world. I'm just like, yeah, right.
Yeah, it is.
Just like, well, for modernized, like, civil Halloween, which civil is in loose terms, I just think it's really neat that Minnesota's put on the map for that place.
At least we put on the map for something.
Yeah, other than shitty sports teams.
Too bad it's Anoka.
What do they got in Anoka?
I hate
Serums.
Yeah.
Billy's.
I hate it.
A bunch of bro bars.
All you people,
We love you, Anoka.
all you people need to grow up. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, quit playing video games.
No, quit being bros.
Yeah.
Grow up and become adults.
Become adult bros.
The douchebag ratio to normal people ratio in Anoka, I'm sorry to say, is there's a wide margin there. I know some good people from Anoka, but I don't know very many, though. That's the way I'll put it.
Reminds me of a story, which I'll save for another time.
I think this comes from when I lived up in Princeton. All the Princeton people hated Anoka people, and I think that's where that's from.
You had to hate somebody. Cell Block A's got to hate Cell Block B.
Elk River and Anoka we didn't like. Or they didn't like.
Sounds like the Warriors.
It kind of was. It was weird. They would go places and just trash whatever was going on. It was really strange.
I think people are bored.
Oh, yeah. That's where drugs come in.
This is a whole other tangent. Let's move on to the secret question for the week. I have two to pick from. I don't know if you want me to do both of them. Secret questions.
You can.
Okay. First one is a really easy, stupid, simple one. I mean, it's mindless in a way. But what is your desert island candy bar?
Candy bar?
Or candy.
If it's candy bar, my desert island candy bar is Butterfinger. Believe it or not, even though I hate peanut butter, that's one of my favorite candy bars.
It gets stuck in your teeth.
Yep, but that you can enjoy it for hours.
Butterfinger reminds me of Bart Simpson.
Yeah. Bart say that again.
Simpson.
Bart Simpson.
Bart Simpson.
Yep.
I'm tired, guys.
Don't lay a finger on my Butterfinger, man. If it's any candy, I would like a bag of sour apple or pineapple, and pineapple Jolly Ranchers. I could eat those for the rest of my life. You can throw lemon in there, too.
Candy bar, I would have to say, God, a lot of people would hate me for this, but well, it's not a candy bar though. I like Hershey's.
Okay.
I know a lot of the world thinks it tastes like shit.
I like Hershey's with almonds.
I'm just saying, like, a lot of the people in the world do not like Hershey's. Period.
That's their problem. I like a good old-fashioned Hershey bar with some almonds.
I'm a big fan of Ferrero Rocher.
I don't know that fancy bullshit word.
It's like the little nougats circles. They come in the gold wrappings. They are fancy.
Oh, yeah, I don't like those. I like Reasons.
You're old.
I love Reasons, dude. Those are one of my favorite. Actually, I changed my mind. That's what I'd take because I could eat those.
Can I change my mind too?
Yeah.
Okay, instead of Hershey's, Almond Joy.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why, but they're my favorite. Betsy.
Almond Joy's got nuts.
We were at the grocery store the other day, and we're, of course, getting things that we needed, healthy things. And on the aisle end cap, there was like a bag of like Twix, Snickers, M&Ms, and peanut M&Ms. And I'm just like, hey, you should go grab those.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. She grabs them, comes back, and I put them back. I'm like, I will fucking eat this whole bag if I buy this.
I know, it's hard.
So then I'm sitting there finishing up Stranger Things last night, and she's like, I got some more groceries, and I got you a treat, and it's that bag. I'm like, why have you done this to me?
Yeah, but
you've forsaken my weight.
At the same time, though, you're like, thank God, that's exactly what I was thinking. You probably were thinking about that. Like, fuck, I should have bought that bag of candy.
I kind of was.
Yeah, I'm right with you, man. I understand that shit.
Like, you try to keep away from it, but you're just like, you're just unwrapping that little...
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you look over and there's like a pile of
you're just
wrappers.
like, shit.
You're like, wow.
And then there's also that really emptying feeling inside of you, like, that's it?
Yeah, I know, right? And you're still
like,
hungry.
Yeah, you're just like, fuck.
But you kind of feel sick at the same
exactly.
time. Yeah. I remember the last time
especially
I came over
drinking a Coors Light with it or something, you're like, huh.
Yeah. When I came over to your house, or your parents' house that time, it was a while ago.
Yeah, when we did the VR thing.
Yeah, and you had a shit ton of candy. I felt like that when I left too. I was like, God, I ate too much candy. And I had a regular dinner too. It was really weird. My body was just like...
Was that like around this time last year?
I think so. It had
no.
No, it was this summer. Wasn't it? Or spring? It had to have been.
I think I bought VR before Christmas.
Was it last winter?
I think it was last November. Irrelevant.
Oh, was it that cold? I think it was... It was chilly, but... Wow, who gives a shit?
Anyways.
It's day 19... Or wait, 2017.
No matter what the cost of the costume, if you could be anyone for Halloween, who would you be? Now, I have two ideas for you.
Okay, I got...
First one, you'd be Doctor Strange.
Me?
Yeah. Second one, you'd be Khan from Into Darkness.
Oh, yeah, you have that Bender Dick Crumble Bitch look-alike thing with me, where you think I look like Crumple Batch.
You kind of do.
I don't know.
And then you could also be Kif from Futurama.
Yeah, I could do that. I could probably do that one. I could do what was the doctor in Futurama? Zoidberg. I could do him. I would probably do a Predator costume. If money was no object, or a good Terminator one with the skin like hanging off and the actual mechanic underneath. If there was, yeah, I think that's what I'd do. Or Green Goblin, believe it or not, on a hover thing. If the price was no object, you could get one of those actual hoverboards and go fly around like that. That'd be cool.
If I could afford it, I would be Snake. Like a fat, white Jack Black Snake.
Snake.
Solid Snake. From Metal Gear Solid. I love like a full mat.
Jack Black? I was like, what? I get it
now. I would like to be... I lost my train of thought. I've always wanted to be Mario. I haven't done that yet. I would like a full, like...
I'm telling you, you should be Mario. I'll be Luigi, man. I'm
awesome suit. I'm sorry. Master Chief would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
I've always wanted to have, like with the original assault rifle or like the BR and just walk around and be like...
You'd have like built-ins into your legs so you could be taller, like 8 foot or whatever they are. That'd be cool.
Chief. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else would be
a cool alien costume.
What's the dorkiest costume you would be, though?
Dorkiest?
Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman, probably.
I would say Togepi from the Pokemon series.
I don't know what that is.
You should look it up quick.
I don't know who that is. Nerdiest. That's a good question. What is it called?
Toga. P-I. No, it's one word. There it is.
Oh my god.
It's Togepi. It's the best Pokemon ever because it's like super happy and it does nothing, but if you piss it off, it's literally like a nuclear bomb.
Really?
It like blows up like a city. Like it's fucking awesome.
And Chinese people, or is that Japanese?
It's Japanese. Yeah.
Unknown. Nice character there. Pokemon.
Yeah. After the original 150, I feel like they take a shit.
I changed my mind. Spawn. I would do Spawn if I could figure out a way to spend where the chains would be whipping and my cloak would be flowing around. That'd be sick.
Spawn.
Green glowing eyes, and then you could have green smoke coming off you.
Another one I would really like to be is Ash from The Evil Dead.
Of course.
With a real chainsaw.
Yeah.
There's endless opportunities to be
Dude,
it's too much, honestly, when I start to think about it.
Yeah. I think I'd build something cool. It'd be like in a mech.
I feel like we should sift this, and then maybe talk about it next week after we've like had serious time. Maybe hear from our listeners.
We got to finish up House of Danger also.
We have to finish up House of Danger, and
we got 2 weeks left.
By the way, Oh, we can do November
weeks.
too. I mean, still, yeah. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. I heard the new Venom movie.
You didn't go see it?
Not the Venom movie. I'm sorry, the new Spawn movie.
Yeah.
God dang it, what's his name?
McFarlane
said that he wants this movie to make kids cry.
Good.
That's what he said.
Because of how bad it is?
No, for how scary he wants it to be. And this may be a spoiler, so I'm sorry to the new Spawn movie if it is happening. But he wants the main character to be a silent,
not talk.
Anti-hero.
Yep. That's what Spawn was. He was thinking to himself. He wasn't ever talking out loud, really. I don't believe that this movie is happening yet, still. I still feel like it's going to fall apart or something. I hope not, and I hope it gets made. But it's Blumhouse, so I think it will be done. I just don't know how much McFarlane's going to interfere, which is that could be good and bad, because it's got to be close to what the actual comic was and not this fucking garbage that we got before. So I want it to be more like the HBO series, cartoon series, which was amazing.
I actually started watching that recently.
Dude, it is amazing. That fucking ice cream dude, so creepy. Such a good show. I highly recommend that. I think there's 3 seasons of that, I think, right? God, that was 90s.
Straight 90s. I can't remember. I had it on Plex, so I'm not 100%
I had it on
sure.
VHS. I had all of them on
VHS.
Yeah.
I would have had to ask my mom.
Mom, can I use a Betamax, please?
No, honey. Oh,
what's the rating?
Yeah, right. What's the ESRB? I don't know. I think my mom sounds like that. Anyways, we should get out of here.
That's a different mom, because the one I met didn't sound like that.
Thanks for sticking with us. We want to hear from you, Cyberbots. You can email at us, cyberlunch1@outlook.com, or contact us via our Facebook page at Cyberlunch. We're looking forward to see you again next week for another lunchroom discussion. I'm Daryl.
I'm Jake.
And let's hope that the Vikings can prevail next week. Aaron Rodgers sucks.
Dude, I'm 5-0.
He's the worst
That's the
ever.
one time I'm going to brag. Eric, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback to ever set foot on a football field.
You made a couple mistakes.
The Yankees are the best baseball team to ever grace.
Fuck that. They got crushed by the Red Sox last
Don't
night.
care. The Yankees are the best team ever.
No.
Let's give it up for women's water polo. That's always a good time.
I like the underwater camera part.
If you have the Olympic channel, yay for golf. Golf's fun.
Awesome, man. I love golf.
Go and rake leaves.
Table tennis, man.
And play Rockstar's table tennis and
pro level.
And hopes for Red Dead Redemption 2 that they may also have table tennis. And we'll see you next week. We have no idea what's going to happen, but that's the fun of life.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't have another car fire and everything goes smooth from here on out.
Sounds like a band name.
Smooth from here on out? I kind of like that, actually.
Happy.
It'd have to be like
haunting.
Like not a boy band.
Halloween.
But like a
death metal.
No. Happy from here on out. It's just